My friends, welcome back, and here's the deal. A while back we looked at a small, cheap, but really important thing called Blon BL-03s. They were a pair of IEMs that, TLDR if you haven't seen the review, which you can check through that link right up there. So, just click it. But TLDR is, they're great. And today we're talking about these guys. These are the Blon BL-05s. And in keeping with Blon's tradition, packaging for them is unchanged. They still come with a mini potato sack for you to carry them around. Are you listening, Tin Hi-Fi? Mini potato sack. The cable is still something that a lot of people hate on, and honestly, I know it's not the best thing ever, but to me it works. It's comfortable enough, so I'm not really going to complain that much about the cable. The tips are still the same, so you're probably going to end up changing them. The design is obviously different compared to the BL-03s, and I don't really like it, but all of that is irrelevant because of the sound. Okay, we have spoiled a lot already in that intro for this review, so let's just try to keep things somewhat organized from here on in, just for farts and giggles, okay? So first, price because budget. The BL-03s were a $37 pair of IEMs, so cheap, right? And the BL-05s are upping the game quite substantially, I must say, for $43 instead of the original $37. So that's a big difference. Okay, all jokes aside, I'm just, playing around here because there's not really much to complain about them being 43 bucks. If it wasn't for the tins coming in with ridiculously good cables for around the same price range. But I guess they decided to give us the mini potato sack for you to carry the actual IEMs, while the tins decided to go for the better cables. So it's a kind of a toss-up, really. Now, aside from the cables and the tips, which are basically the same between the two IEMs, the design is obviously different. Visually, I'm not really a fan of the design. The more subdued look of the original ones without the golden accents and all that, I like the design of the BL-03s more, but the main point about the difference that bothers me is actually in the physical difference, because the BL-05 is not as comfortable. The more pill-like shape sitting sideways across your ear is not really as comfortable as the BL-03 was for me. But this is where everything we talked about thus far becomes irrelevant, because when it comes to sound, which is the main thing here, the BL-05s are to the 03s what a 2080 Ti is to a 1080 Ti. In this case, providing and producing really, really, really good sound. And this is not a situation like the Tin T2 Plus versus the Tin T2s, where they don't sound anything alike, but the BL-05 is an evolution of the BL-03s. And to use the same analogy that I tried in the T2 Plus video, it's the same dish. The BL-05 and the 03s are the same dish, but the 5s are executed better. So you're still getting all the excitement, the energetic way to provide sound, being warm, inviting, close but not too forward, with exceptional low end, incredible imaging, awesome positional audio cues, and a roomy soundstage to boot. There is nothing too offensive about the way the BL-05s produce sound here. There's nothing that would make you stop listening to something and go, yeah, this I don't like this, and I'm going to complain about the sound a little bit here. There are no real big situations like that. Aside from maybe, and this was also true for the 03s, when you're blasting volume, sometimes if the song actually calls for something in a higher pitched, high-end place, like a crashing cymbals right in front of your face, that can be a little bothersome for some people. But at the same time, it's entirely to be expected that you might actually complain about the song having someone crashing cymbals right at the microphone in your face, instead of complaining that the BL-05s are capable of showing you that. And honestly, this is it. That's really it. There's no reason for us to stretch this further than it has to. The BL-05s are an upgrade to the 03s, definitely, in all the ways that count. Well, actually, comfort also counts, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just less comfortable, a little bit less comfortable than the 03s, for me specifically. So yeah, if you were looking for a new IEM and you're wondering BL-03s or 05s, go for the 05s, you're good. If you already have the 03s, don't really toss them in the garbage. I mean, be mindful of the planet, don't create unnecessary trash. The main thing about the 03s is still true here. For sub $50, they deliver so much at such a high level that's rather difficult to justify spending 150, 200, 250 bucks for other IEMs that will maybe deliver something slightly a little bit better than what they can do. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this sort of smaller video, so like, subscribe, hit the bell, and leave any comments or suggestions down below as usual if you're feeling like it. Thank you guys a lot for watching. This is Gus, and I'll catch you guys later.